The heart project is finished, and I thought I'd try another little video just to show you how it's gone. First thing to say is all I've done is actually seal this one, or tie this one with a ribbon. I was originally going to put a brad or something here, but I've been on a bit of a mission and time's been against me, so in the end I just decided to do it with a ribbon. It's another of my board books, or box books from an old box. I can't recall what the box was. I only took one side off here, so you can see the original shape of the box. I covered it with brown paper, which would have been stuck down with PVA. That's got a covering of gesso, and then I've painted it with the acrylic paints, the fresco finish paints, which I love so much. These hearts are fabric. These hearts are painted Bondaweb. These are paper, which I think was just wrapping paper, which I coloured plain red, which I coloured with a Shiva oil stick and glitter. And then the book's called Have a Heart, and I've stamped the name on the front on this decorated paper, which I did as part of the project. So that paper, I think I showed you in an earlier blog, but that's decorated using acrylic paint, and the texture comes from gesso through a stencil. So this box is book is a concertina book, a bit like one I did a little while ago, but it's got two sides like that, and here's the other side, and it's a present. So this big tag in the middle, and I should say all the tags are actually manila tags that you can buy, but then I just covered them with some papers. Some are decorated like this one with the stamped image on the front, but then this was just plain, I think some plain paper I had in a stash somewhere, and I've written on there who it's to. Inside the middle, I've stuck down some of that decorated paper just to hide the sort of the untidiness of the book, and then the concertinas come out like this, and on each side, so that the thing opens up. Each of the concertina pages, or most of them, have a little pocket. So this pocket is paper, which has got a bit of texture here. That is modelling paste, which was applied through a stencil. That heart is painted Bondaweb with a painted, glitter painted paper heart on top. But then, I don't know if you can hear, that is some orange organza on top, just to sort of knock it all back a bit, and that is stitched onto the page. And then in here I've got one of my tags, another of the tags, and this is a tag within a tag. So there's a tiny tag, this is just a commercially bought little tag with a sentiment I've written on it, little paper pocket, and then this is another of those paper covered tags. This paper is like the backing paper, so that is actually Brusho ink coloured. And then on this side, more tags. These have got beads, a bigger one decorated with paper. But the thing to show you here is this pocket, which now that texturing here is done by painting luchador, stitching it, and I think you might be able to see the stitches. I will do some close-ups as well, and then you zap it with a heat gun, so you get this sort of aged effect. Absolutely fantastic. Paper heart, just a hand cut paper heart. I think you can see there's machine embroidery there going on, give it some texture, and then some hand stitched beads. These little square sequins I found in the bargain basement drawer at Hobbycraft. I just love them. So they're stitched on with just a little holding bead. As you can see, I've included texture and all sorts throughout the whole thing. More hearts. Here I've just strung some beads on some twine. That twine is, you'll find it elsewhere, so there's the twine stitched along here, and then on the other side very similar. So here's another of those zapped luchador hearts with a tag. The heart has its reasons, is the sentiment. That's painted decorated paper. Actually, that was one that I used from an old atlas, an old road atlas, and you might be able to just make out the atlas underneath. Bit of stitching through the tag, and bearing in mind that's a manila tag with 2 layers of paper. My poor old machine, but it survived. And then what else? Oh, here's another of those examples of using that luchador. So I've made here little individual tags, pockets for tags, and then that is Vilene. That's coloured with inks, Brusho inks. Another tag in there. I think you probably get the picture. Another little pocket here. This one again is painted paper. That paper is again from an old road atlas. You can just about see the atlas underneath. Those are machine embroidered hearts, which are the standard embroidery, some of the standard embroidery patterns on my machine. Some stitched green beads down there, you can just about see them. This pocket is Pelmet Vilene, which takes Brusho inks really well. So that's where that deep colour is just Brusho ink, and then you leave it to dry. And then this is that texture paste again, which if you apply while the inks are still wet, then the inks kind of bleed into it, which gives this sort of mottled effect, which I love. So there you go. Yeah, another little book. Takes me hours and hours and hours to do, but I do love them. I absolutely love doing them. I find them fantastic. What I need to do, I think, is get more confident with words and actually turn them more into books like that. Anyway, thank you if you've been on this little journey with me. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I will also do some still photographs. Thank you.